Hello everyone and welcome back to the EBIKE24 channel. In the fall of last year, 2024, Giant introduced its very first electric road bike model with a rear hub motor, the Giant Defy Advanced Elite. Giant has built an electric road bike with a rear hub motor that can be quickly and easily installed and removed. This is thanks to the connectors integrated directly into the dropout as well as the hub. The frame has mounting points for attaching fenders. There are accessories available such as this front headlight, but Giant also paid attention to weight using a lot of carbon. As a result, you get an electric road bike that's not only designed for extended tours, but can also be used for everyday riding. And it is as fast as its design is sleek. The Giant SyncDrive Move Plus is a rear hub motor that Giant developed in a partnership with another company from Asia. By the way, Giant has yet to reveal the name of the other company that they have worked with for this product. Now, the first rear hub motor that Giant had in its lineup was developed with the help of Panasonic. However, Giant has explicitly stated that it wasn't done with the help of Panasonic this time, so we can only speculate. If you have any idea as to who it might be, feel free to tell us in the comments down below. But back to the motor. It's a rear hub motor with an impressive 30 Newton meters of torque, according to Giant, who also states that this corresponds to 75 Newton meters on a mid-drive motor. Just for comparison, to really understand this, the Marley X20, for instance, is equipped with a torque of approximately 23 Newton meters, which equals 50 Newton meters on a mid-drive motor. At least that's the sample calculation that Marl provides us in this case. But now, you already have a second point of direct comparison from another rear hub motor to another rear hub motor. It looks as though Giant may have taken a little more inspiration from the Marley X20 because we've noticed that the motor on the Defy model has a special feature which we already know quite well from that other aforementioned unit. Specifically, you can remove the motor very easily. In other words, you can take out the rear wheel without any trouble.
When you start removing the wheel, it's always best to first shift to the smallest gear possible to release the tension from the chain. Here on the SyncDrive, we can see that we've got a through axle running all the way through. It just needs to be unscrewed like you would do with other systems. Here you can already see here how the cover is moving outward. Now that the thread has reached the end, you simply have to release the chain tension, then gently pull out the axle, and the wheel is ready to be removed. And on this side, after you've removed it, we're able to see the contact points directly at the transition from the axle to the hub. And the counterpart in the frame is this piece here, which is pushed outward via the axle once the wheel is installed, thereby establishing the connection. This is essentially the closed position. And this one is the open position for removing the wheel. And the system works solely through the axle. It automatically moves this inner contact part outward when you unscrew the axle from the bike. So you won't have any issues when removing the wheel. The connection between the two parts is cleverly designed, using a form-fitting connection. That means it's a conical access point, tapering towards the top, and it has the exact matching counterpart. You can see that it's also labeled here. This part must always be positioned at the top, allowing it to slide into the dropout from below and be precisely aligned so that when the contact point extends, it hits the pins evenly. When installing, it's recommended to look down from above, and normally you should be able to clearly see the label. That means it's been positioned correctly. Briefly thread in the derailleur, check the position again, and then simply insert the through axle, and as you screw in and tighten the axle, the connector is pushed onto the contacts with the correct polarity, and just like that, you're done. It's now been installed in a way that prevents any mix-ups.
In addition to the motor, an eDrive system, of course, also includes a battery. It's permanently installed here, and it's the EnergyPak 400 from Giant. As you might have inferred from the name, it has a capacity of 400 watt-hours. Giant claims that it's sufficient for about 100 kilometers of range under ideal conditions for riding. Depending on how you set the motor, that can be a bit more or a bit less, and it also depends on the terrain you're riding on or the weather conditions. If the 400 watt-hours capacity isn't quite enough for you and you like to go on longer rides, the range extender might be something for you. It's also available for this e-bike with the electric drive system. The EnergyPak Plus gives you an additional 200 watt-hours, and when we compare that with the 400 watt-hours that are permanently installed here, that can easily mean an extra 50 kilometers. You access the electric bike system via a control unit integrated into the top tube, and it is the Ride Control Go from Giant. They kept things pretty simple with this control unit, just a single button to turn the system on and off. Then you have two indicator strips with a few colored LEDs. On one side you see the battery level, on the other side the selected support level, which is also visually indicated by different colors representing the various levels of assistance. Giant has come up with a pretty clever solution by offering a second way to change the support levels. You'll actually find small control units on the underside of the handlebar, right around the center grip. Pressing the left button will lower the support level, giving you lighter assistance. Pressing the right button increases the support level, which allows you to set the bike's speed to turbo mode. A special feature of this bike is that if you press both blips at the same time, you're able to operate the front derailleur and switch from the small to the large chainring or vice versa. We actually weren't aware of that beforehand, we only found out about it by trying things out. From the way we see it, this is a really neat hidden detail. Honestly, this is the first time we've come across something like this. But what about you? Have you maybe already seen this feature somewhere before? Then feel free to let us know in the comment section down below.
The so-called SRAM Blips on the handlebar just didn't let me go. That's why I had to quickly get back on the bike and actually test it out right on the street so I can give you guys an idea on how it works exactly. And I have to say, it gave me a really good first impression. The main advantage is that you can keep your hands on the handlebar now the whole time, switch between assistance levels, and operate the gear shifter as well. And all of that with a single control unit. And the connection, even on the software level, between the e-bike system and the gears is truly one of a kind. Additionally, we actually got the confirmation from Giant. At the moment, there's supposedly only one e-bike in the market that can do this, and that's the Defy right here.
Carbon is of course always a nice feature on an e-road bike like this one. Not only is the frame made of carbon, but in addition to that, the wheel set features rims that are also made of carbon, and moreover, the seat post as well. With the seat post, for example, there's actually this really nice detail. It's curved, and it makes that area look very delicate. It's not just an aesthetic element, there's also a very practical reason for this design choice. In that area, the seat post is actually meant to flex a little when you sit on it and ride over bumps. It helps absorb some of the vibrations from the ground and offers a bit more comfort for your riding experience, reducing any sort of shaking so you don't get tired as quickly. Beyond that, carbon of course always has the advantage of being lightweight, although that's a given. Especially with the wheels, it is actually noticeable, and the difference is incredible. If any of you have ever ridden one, you know how effortlessly a carbon wheel set moves and feels. With all that taken into account, this results in the model weighing just over 14 kilograms. Now that is roughly the weight that's actually specified for the version of the bike without the mudguards, without the front light from Giant or any other sort of accessory. We might be adding a few grams here with those accessories, but the light weighs 73 grams and the mudguards aren't particularly heavy either. In the end, we should still end up at around 14 kilograms. The version behind us is one of a total of 3 equipment variants in which Giant offers the Defy Advanced. No matter which Defy model you might be interested in purchasing, every variant definitely comes equipped with an electronic shifting system from the well-known manufacturer SRAM. Specifically, in this case here, it is the SRAM RX4. You've got the version with 2 chainrings and 12 pinions on the cassette, so this model offers you a really wide gear range as well as great versatility. An important point to mention here, electronic shifting always means that there's a battery built into the e-bike. The battery is not connected to the e-bike system. You'll need to keep an eye on the battery level yourself from time to time and charge it separately as soon as it is necessary. Now this is where the Ride Control app comes in handy. With the help of this nifty phone app, you can not only see the battery level of the bike's main battery, but also the battery levels of the small batteries in the front derailleur and rear derailleur, allowing you to react quickly and, when needed, remove and charge them separately. Most modern electric bicycle systems are, of course, going to include an app. In Giant's case, it's the Ride Control app. To be honest, I think it's actually quite well made. For example, connecting to the bike worked seamlessly right away and without any issues. And what I especially like is the arrangement or setup that's conveniently provided here. In particular, when it comes to adjusting the motor to suit your own needs and requirements, or rather, your personal preferences. Here you have the 5 assistance levels, which you can change according to your specific needs and preferences for when you're riding the Giant Defy, Eco, Tour, Active, Sport and Power. These are the 5 assistance levels of the SyncDrive Move Plus, and each support level can first be adjusted in terms of the degree of assistance, so between approximately 50%, and if we increase it, Eco mode, for example, can go up to 200% or so, while later on, the Power mode can actually be set to go over 400%, if I recall correctly. The second option is that you can actually select the torque. So you don't actually need to set it in a mode that provides you with 75 Newton meters of torque. Not every assistance level does that. Giant uses that figure again here, but instead if you set it in the Eco mode, the default setting makes you use only 60 Newton meters of torque if you find it to be sufficient. You can reduce that to 30, 40 or 50 Newton meters. You can see here that it doesn't go higher than 60 if you set it in that mode, and then you can also adjust how the bicycle's electric motor responds. So, should it be of assistance to you immediately and effectively with its full power, or, as in this case, level 1 is very carefully selected, which is still very moderate, and then it goes up to 11. And that's then the quote-unquote aggressive speed. There you can simply choose the level or option that suits you best in a straightforward manner, and what we just did with the Eco mode applies to the previously mentioned levels in the same manner, whether it be with Tour, Active, Sport and Power. Whether these settings can also be changed while riding and then applied live to the electric bike drive system, we do not know that as of yet. But we will most definitely test that and of course let you know as soon as possible. The Giant Defy Advanced E Elite 1 is available for €8,499 in the color of raw carbon. It's the only color option, and the other models, the Elite 0 and the Elite 2, are also each available in only one color variant. As mentioned, mudguards and the light are accessories to be bought separately. You can get the light for round about €100. Really nice front light. Honestly, I also think the mounting is nicely done, with the bracket on top where you could also attach a Garmin or another device like a cycle computer. In my opinion, the front light is very compact. With 410 lumens, I believe, it delivers solid light output, and that with just one LED. And the mudguards are definitely a fantastic addition and a very good solution for anyone who doesn't want to just put the electric road bike away in the fall and only take it out again in the spring, because the weather in between seasons is far from ideal. Nothing stands in your way if you want to ride this e-road bike through winter, fall and spring in bad weather. You can ride it during any season without having to worry about any weather condition. If you want to read a little more about the new Giant Defy Advanced E Elite, make sure to check out our article in the blog linked in the description below. Thank you very much for watching our short review. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Take care and see you soon back on our channel.